a respected bishop, a hidden affair, and a shocking connection to an adult film star that just shook the entire COGIC community to its core. Former Bishop Fred Matthews is now at the center of a scandal involving Jerock Walker, an adult entertainer whose name, until now, had never been uttered near a pulpit. But what's leaked online isn't just jaw-dropping, it could destroy everything Matthews built. Because behind the tailored suits, fiery sermons, and national conferences, was a double life. And now, that mask is slipping. This isn't gossip. This isn't hearsay. Receipts have surfaced. Screenshots, transactions, private FaceTimes, the kind of evidence that forces even the most loyal followers to ask, who are we really following? Stay with us, because this story goes deeper than anyone expected. It didn't begin with a confession or a press conference. It began, like many modern scandals, with a leak. In early 2025, screenshots of private text conversations started circulating in small Facebook groups tied to COGIC-affiliated ministries. At first, many brushed them off as fake. Digital manipulation isn't exactly new. But what made these messages different were the details. Explicit language, location tags, timestamps, and selfies that bore an unmistakable resemblance to Bishop Fred Matthews and a man named Jerock Walker, known online for his adult content. Within 48 hours, those screenshots spread from niche Facebook groups to TikTok and X, formerly Twitter. The next wave was even more explosive: screen recordings from a private FaceTime call. The footage was grainy, but clear enough. The voice? Familiar. The background decor? Identifiable. And the distinctive ring on his right hand? Social media sleuths connected the dots almost instantly. One tweet went viral. Ex-COGIC Bishop exposed. The receipts are real. I'm shook. Reaction videos poured in. YouTubers clipped old sermons of Bishop Matthews preaching against sexual sin and compared them with the leaked content. But nothing hit harder than the Cash App receipt. A transaction from Fred M. sent to Jerock Walker. Memo line? Hotel room plus love offering. And just like that, the whispers turned into roars. Church members demanded answers. COGIC leadership stayed silent. And Bishop Matthews? He vanished. Deactivated every social account overnight. By the weekend, his name was removed from the National Church Directory, no explanation, no press release. But what followed hinted that this wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a pattern. Many are now asking, did leadership already know? Because the signs weren't new, they were just ignored. Let's rewind. In 2021, several young ministers from the southern region of COGIC started expressing discomfort about Matthews' behavior. He reportedly hosted exclusive, invite-only retreats, men only, where phones weren't allowed. At the time, it was framed as spiritual mentorship. But in hindsight, many are re-examining those events with suspicion. Then came a strange video in 2022. Matthews caught in a heated argument in a hotel lobby with another man. The clip was deleted fast, but those who saw it remember the tension. When questioned, Matthews dismissed it as a misunderstanding over travel accommodations. But the red flags kept piling up. A leaked internal email from March 2023, allegedly written by a district elder, warned of improper behavior, misused funds, and relationships that could damage the integrity of the bishopric. The name was redacted, but insiders now believe it pointed directly to Fred Matthews. Despite that, no action was taken. No investigation. No accountability. Just more preaching, more platform, more power. And that's what has many furious. Because in those very sermons, Matthews condemned the very sins he's now accused of. Every Sunday, he warned about confusion, perversion, and sexual immorality. But according to some former members, that wasn't protection. That was projection. As one former choir member posted, he preached against homosexuality every other week. Turns out he was hiding a whole life. But even more disturbing are the whispers that church leadership knew, and told whistleblowers to pray, be silent, and cover leadership. It's not the first time we've seen this in church circles. But now, it's happening in the full glare of the internet. And it's not going away. While Fred Matthews stayed silent, Jerock Walker, the adult film star at the center of this storm, did the opposite. Instead of running, he spoke up. Hours after the story broke, he posted an Instagram story. "It's always the holy ones that be the freakiest." One sentence. Internet meltdown. But that wasn't the end. He went live. In a 12-minute Instagram stream viewed by over 9,000 people, Jerock confirmed everything, without naming names. He spoke of a high-ranking church leader who flew him out 5 times, paid him generously, and even prayed with him after intimate encounters. "He told me he was fighting a spirit," Jerock said. But that wasn't no spirit. That was just him doing what he wanted and hiding behind a title. Then came the warning. "Y'all worried about screenshots? I got videos. Whole receipts. If they come for me, I'll drop everything." The chat exploded. Within hours, clips flooded TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. One popular video titled "Jerock Walker Just Ended Fred Matthews' Ministry" hit over 300,000 views in a single day. What shocked people most? Jerock wasn't scared. No shame. No retreat. Just calm, cold honesty, or at least, his version of it. While critics accused him of chasing clout, supporters pushed back. Even if he's not perfect, that doesn't mean he's lying. The evidence speaks. Meanwhile, LGBTQ+ faith advocates began rallying around Jerock, praising him for exposing hypocrisy in a system that demonizes gay people publicly, while exploiting them privately. This wasn't just about Fred Matthews anymore. It was about every leader who hides behind the cloth to do what they publicly condemn. After Jerock's live, the floodgates opened. A viral X thread featured testimonies from at least 3 former COGIC members, each claiming they had been groomed, manipulated, or approached by senior church officials under the guise of mentorship. One wrote, "He said I had a prophetic gift, and I needed private training. I was 19. It turned into something else fast." Another posted late-night DMs from a verified church account, requesting in-person prayer sessions, followed by suggestive emojis. And worst of all, some say they tried to report it, but were told to stop gossiping, to pray harder, or that they were under demonic attack. This isn't just about morality. This is about power and spiritual manipulation. Even gospel artists are weighing in. One choir director went viral on TikTok saying, "Y'all quick to shout about demons and deliverance, but when real people get hurt in the pews, you vanish." A 2019 complaint resurfaced involving another regional official, dismissed quietly back then. Now it's being re-examined under new scrutiny. And Jerock hinted something bigger. That he wasn't the only one. That others had reached out to him both before and after his relationship with Bishop Matthews. How many leaders are involved? That's what church watchdogs are trying to uncover now. With Bishop Matthews fully removed and Jerock confirmed as a real part of his life, many expected COGIC to speak up. Maybe a statement. Maybe an apology. Maybe something. Instead, silence. No official response. No acknowledgement. Not even a prayer request in Sunday service. And for thousands of believers, that silence is worse than the scandal. As one longtime COGIC member posted on YouTube, "If the church can't tell the truth when it's caught, how can it preach truth to the people?" Now the scandal isn't about a bishop and a porn star. It's about a church culture that chooses silence over healing, image over integrity, and shame over justice. Petitions are circulating. Watchdog accounts are exploding overnight. COGIC conferences are facing protest threats. And sources say another bishop, possibly connected, may be quietly stepping down soon. This isn't over. This is just beginning. The story of Fred Matthews and Jerock Walker has evolved into something much bigger. It's not just about one man's downfall. It's about a generation of believers refusing to stay quiet. The LGBTQ+ community, long shamed in the church, is demanding visibility. Survivors of spiritual abuse are finally speaking. And former members are whispering, "This is why I left." So we ask, will the church respond? Will Bishop Matthews apologize, or vanish permanently? Will COGIC finally confront its own secrets? Or will the screens do what the pulpit refused to? Because if the church won't check its leaders, the people will. And if silence is all leadership offers, then the people hurt by that silence will become the voice.